Hello everybody, it's Cheryl. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how I pressure can chicken legs and thighs that were on sale for 59 cents a pound. So I got 30 pounds and I raw packed them with my favorite seasoning and pressure canned them. I saved a lot of money because I didn't even spend $18 on this, and it's enough chicken to last me for an entire year. Now, in a previous video, I showed you how to pressure can chicken that was deboned and cooked prior to it being pressure canned. This time, we're doing it a little bit different. We're raw packing it with the bone in, and I'm going to use bone broth that I had previously canned. So this is going to be a very nutritious, spicy chicken that you can eat with anything. Okay, let's get started. Hi everybody, I am canning again today. Once again, I found chicken legs and thighs on sale for 59 cents a pound. And so this time, because I showed you the last time how to pressure can it when it's cooked and off the bone, this time I'm going to show you how you do it with the bone still on. I removed most of the skin, I left a little of the fat so that it can have flavor. And here is some chicken bone broth that I canned last year, and I'm going to add some red pepper flakes, onion flakes, garlic flakes, a little black pepper, as well as some pickling salt, just a little. And I will not use iodine salt. I have to use pickling salt because the iodine in the table salt doesn't hold up its integrity when it's canned. Guys, I'm going to try to remove this lid on with one hand so that you can hear the little pop. There it goes. Did you hear it? It'll pop. And you can look down in here and you don't see any type of mold. This is on the outside, just some dust or whatever. And you can see that it looks just the way it did when I canned it a year ago. I'm going to do the smell test. Smells delicious, like Campbell chicken noodle soup is what it smells like. So I'm going to take it over to the stove, warm it up, and I'll be right back. Just in case you don't know what pickling salt looks like, it looks just like regular salt, except it doesn't have any additives that will change the continuity of what you're canning because the iodine is not there. So I just want to share that with you. I added my spices and seasonings that I mentioned previously, and I warmed up the broth. Now I am using my canning jar funnel, and I'm adding the warm broth to the jars, and I am debubbling it with my debubbler, and this will allow the broth to go all the way down to the bottom of the jar and fill in the areas where there is no meat. And you just keep doing this, and you will see that the liquid will subside, and you want to make sure that you leave 2 inches empty at the top of that jar, because as your pressure canner is cooking the meat and swelling and creating other juices, you want to allow room for expansion. I don't know what happened, but I lost or accidentally deleted a part of the video demonstrating how I wipe the rims of the jars off. But I've demonstrated it before in several other videos that I made, and you can go back and check those out. I'll leave a link in the description box. But I use just plain white vinegar, and I wipe around those rims of the jars about 4 times to make sure that I don't have any oil. And then I put a sanitized lid on top of the jar, put the band on, and tighten it just finger tight. Okay? It's really simple. Okay, so now I am heating up the water in the canner, and I'm putting this steel plate at the bottom so that the cans do not come in, the jars don't come in direct contact with the, with the surface so they won't crack. And now I'm going to load the canner. Here's another tip, guys. This canner is very heavy. So I use gallons of water and pour them in there. And it takes about 2 gallons. And I already have 1.5 in here. I left some water out so I can demonstrate it to you. That you want to get that water at least 1 inch or 2 above the canning jars, above those rims. And I think that's about it. Let me check. Yeah. Just going to put just a little bit more. And now I'm going to bring the canner to a full boil with the top on. And I would let it boil and come out of the steamer for 10 minutes before I set my timer for 90 minutes. So this is how it looks when you get all of your screws in place. Make sure that your gear gauge is facing toward you and that you can clearly see this opening here. I'm going to let the pressure build up to 11. That's what I need to do for my altitude. And I'll wait until the steam is coming out for 10 minutes out of here. And it will be at that time that let me get my fingers out the way, that I will put my weight on for 10 pounds for my altitude. So it'll go something like this. But I'm not going to put it on now. I'm going to wait for 10 minutes. Forgive me, I almost forgot to show you that gauge is on 11. And it was whistling, well not whistling, but hissing for 10 minutes straight before I put the 10-pound weight on. Now I took the jars out of the canner. And if you get close, you can see that they're still boiling. And I take 2 damp towels and I hold the top of the jar and the bottom of the jar, and then I tighten it. After I do that, I lay a towel on top of it to absorb any extra water and to keep the heat there. And then you will start hearing them pop. And while this is happening, what I do is I empty my canner so that I can start all over again with tepid water. Let's see if we hear any pop for just a few seconds. You heard that? That's enough. That's music to my ears. That lets you know that they're sealing. You heard that? That's enough. That's music to my ears. That lets you know that they're sealing. Okay. It is 6:36 p.m. and I'm finished canning all of the chicken. And so this is what I ended up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-ounce sizes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pints. That'll be enough for me for the whole year, because this will get 2 or 3 meals and 1.5 meal out of this one. And remember, this is seasoned with the bone still left on it, so that bone broth will be delicious and very nutritious when it's time to eat it. Okay. So this concludes this video. I hope I showed you something that you can use. My next video will be about gardening. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.